G'day, Tap Nation. This is a question for Greg Howard. Hey, mate. And any of the other uh, Sibelius or notation freaks who really are concerned with trying to get certain things covered on through Stafftab. This is a chord written by a part of a piano score piece written by a student for stick and piano. So great opportunity there. But of course, it's easy enough to play that chord on a piano, but and we know there are a lot of considerations for stick because there's choices about what sectors of the board to play the same chords, same notes. You can see this one. I've got a big difference between the C and the D operating on the 3rd and the 12th fret. This is left hand. This is my right hand on the D, and then the second and first finger here are pivoting from the 12th fret and the 3rd finger. Pardon. Now that should read actually 12 and 9. So yeah, basically I've got a triad that's operating on the melody and bass side between these 3 notes. So that's not, I'm kind of into that way of playing, so it's not so bad for me, but I started to think, well, what about if it, cutting to the chase, if I started to play it like this, then all the notes in the melody side are on all the notes that are played on the melody side are in the melody of the grand staff, and then except for this the stem down one. So that tells you that my 3rd finger's playing that note in my left hand, whilst holding this down on the bass side with my 1st finger. So does that appear to you to be a consistent method of conveying left hand over 2 sectors of the board, or bass and melody side? And would you do it any other way? I'm just really thinking a lot more towards using different 4-part writing on the stick, much like you would SATB, just to really designate the different parts where the notes are going on the board. And I suppose you've got where am I going? You've got this is much like the double-handed bass in your book, Greg. You know how you got it stems down for left hand and stems up for right hand. So I suppose if that's a stem down on the melody side, then well, it's left hand. So I dare say if being left-handed is consistent with that idea. So that's why I'm using it that way. So just a question of, do you think that's a consistent approach, and is there any more room for standardizing the aspects of Stafftab to make it easier for us to kind of interface these ideas? And I'm sure like everyone's got their own ideas about how to make their charts look good and make sense to them, and that's always ongoing and often a creative exercise. Anyway, let me know what you think, and look forward to your input. Cheers.